All right, well, we've struck 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, and the U.S. employment situation numbers just dropping here for the month of November. You're seeing the print come in at 199,000 jobs added. That is the change in non-farm payrolls. The unemployment rate ticked lower. That came in at 3.7%. And then additionally here, taking a look at some of the average hourly earnings month over month, we're still getting some of that starting to trickle in here. The average weekly hours for all employees, that's little changed at 34.4 hours here. And the labor force participation rate coming in at 62.8% here. So again, that headline number higher than anticipated, and the unemployment rate edging lower to 3.7%. Job gains here, it seems, occurred in healthcare and government. Employment also increased in manufacturing. That reflects the return of workers from a strike, the BLS notes here. And then employment in retail trade, interesting there to see that decline here. So a lot that we're continuing to dig into with this report. I mentioned that labor force participation rate here, and I'm going to be digging lower for a little bit on the chart here. Little change, though, at 62.8%. That's been essentially flat since August. So that's some of the backdrop and context for us to remember with this report, too.
Yeah, Brad, and as you kind of look into that number, I want to do a bit of a markets check here. The S&P 500 futures sliding, Treasury yields are jumping. Of course, the market's going to continue to digest these numbers that are just dropping here. Looking at the Bloomberg Dollar Index rising to a session high after that post-payrolls data, seeing a little bit more of a dip in the NASDAQ, down by about 0.8%, S&P 500 down by almost 0.5% there, and Dow futures down by 0.3%, Brad, as we kind of digest these numbers. I'm really curious to know what the average hourly earnings are looking like year on year and also month over month, because that is something that the Fed is going to be looking at when it comes to how the wages are looking and how strong the consumer can be in this environment.
Asking you shall receive, Maddie. It's a good day for you here. In November, average hourly earnings for all employees on private non-farm payrolls rose by 12 cents, or about 0.4% here. Now, over the last 12 months, that year over year, that average hourly earnings number, that increased by 4% here. So ultimately here, a few of the sectors that we've been continuing to track, which we'll dig into just a little bit more later on. But of those sectors that saw the most job growth, healthcare adding 77,000 jobs. That's above the average monthly gain that we've seen of 54,000 over the prior 12 months. And then additionally, government increasing by 49,000 in this most recent month of November here, in line with the average monthly gain as well here.